pick number 4 on my countdown. This is definitely an album that when it came out, people either loved or hated. I think it's probably still that case, but I think it certainly gained quite a cult following. Released in 1991 on Warner Bros. It's a debut album from Mr. Bungle. One of the weirdest and craziest albums on this countdown. By far, probably the craziest album here. Just so much to this album. Unlike my last pick, Floor, which is a very simplistic album, very straightforward, not doing a whole lot of note or chord changes really. This is the complete opposite, where there's so much to take in. It's like a sonic assault. Got a little bit of everything, funk, metal, rock, ska, jazz, lounge music, even circus music. Lots of samples of like arcade machines and music concrete, or however you say it. Like train jumping samples and things like that. Samples from like David Lynch's Blue Velvet and that kind of stuff all over this thing. Pretty long album too. It's like over an hour and 10 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. Just a killer album, front to back. The musicianship is fantastic. Obviously, Mike Patton from Faith No More is the singer on this album. Goes by Vlad Drak on this record. And unbelievable vocal performance. Almost sounds more like a voice actor at times, with all his different crazy, weird voices. Very funny. Adds an element of humor to a lot of the songs, but also some of the more fucked up parts on this album. He really delivers a great job kind of playing this like lead character role. The guitar work from Trace Bruins is great. Trevor Dunn, the bass player, is phenomenal. I mean, I can't even... It may be the best bass playing on this whole record, like even better than... Or this whole countdown, I should say, even better than, Cassiopeia's bass player, and that's saying a lot. The last song on the album, Dead Goon, and I'll get to that in a minute. That is, if you want to hear one of the coolest bass lines ever, around the 2-minute mark, he just blows my mind every time. But yeah, this is an album I heard, I think, when I was in high school, and I just loved it. I thought it was so wacky, so entertaining. First song, Travolta, which is often referred to as a quote unquote on pressings, I think because of a lawsuit that John Travolta threatened the band. Great opener, very scary kind of song. There's a music video for that one that's really creepy. Images of like clowns and people being hung by the neck, and just lots of really weird lyrics, comparing, a lot of the lyrics on this album, especially on this opening track, are kind of about, the distaste for the music industry, the entertainment industry, how celebrities, walk all over people and get away with it, and, money, that kind of thing. But done in such a whimsical and bizarre and kind of unsettling way that you don't normally hear. Great opening track, lots of, dynamic changes, and, starts off really quiet and then da-da-da-da, like really creepy, scary, keyboard sounds, with dissonant notes and things. The endings of a lot of these songs kind of trail off in this very sort of dreamlike way, kind of like a David Lynch movie, which is really cool, but also very creepy at times, and sometimes maybe leaves you with, you know, weird samples like I mentioned earlier and that sort of thing. The second song, Slowly Growing Deaf, is really cool. Another heavy song, kind of a more like metal sounding song with some real kind of like Faith No More-esque riffage going on. Squeeze Me Macaroni, the third song, is probably, I guess maybe if you have heard one song from this album, it might be that one. That was a song, actually a friend of mine in like elementary school told me about that song, and I don't even think I knew it at that time, but I remember being like, wow, that's wild that somebody so young knows what that song is. Just all of these sexual euphemisms about food, Mike Patton delivering lyrics at blinding speed where you could barely even understand what he's saying. Like at certain times he purposely makes it so you can't really understand what he's saying. Gang vocals are hilarious too, honestly. Vocal effects throughout it. It's just all, you know, all this weird percussion, saxophone. They got guys doing horns on a lot of these songs. It's just crazy. Carousel, the next song, is also really good. Maybe a little bit more straightforward in a way, but kind of very carnival themed, you know, talking, I think, kind of comparing the entertainment industry to a circus, to a carousel, you know, going round and round, and very, very cool song. The next song, Egg, is the longest song, over 10.5 minutes. Very funny song. Lots of weird changes, tempo changes, music style changes. Mike Patton's vocals again are just so funny at the end, where he's like imitating all the different people saying "There's no place like home," you know, "There's no place like home," you know. He's just out of his mind on that song, no doubt, you know. Stub a Dub is really cool. A song about like losing a dog, losing a loved one, but very, very demented song in a way. Again, lots of different, you know, vocal styles. My Ass Is on Fire, probably my favorite song on the album. Very heavy, crushing guitar riffs all over it. Lots of cool lead guitar parts too. Very creepy lyrics, and has some more David Lynch samples in it. Definitely love the David Lynch stuff that they do on here. The Girls of Porn and Love Is a Fist, I feel like are also kind of, you know, Faith No More-esque, and they're a little bit more alternative, like funky hard rock metal sounding. And then the closing track, Dead Goon, is a great song, a really fucked up song about like a guy with like a suffocation fetish who accidentally kills himself. It's like, you know, Trevor Dunn's bass lines are amazing, and then as you're like listening to it and reading the lyrics, all of a sudden you know, it starts to get fucked up as like the character realizes he's accidentally killing himself. It's so twisted, but, you know, incredible experience for a debut album. It's like, how the fuck did these guys do this? Just amazing. Definitely check it out, Mr. Bungle.